What are the top 3 things stopping busy 9-to-5ers or professionals losing fat in 2022? I'm going to get into some of the most obvious mistakes that 9-to-5ers are making, that I see people making across the board. When I get into conversations, when I speak to some using LinkedIn, some using YouTube, some using Facebook, wherever I'm speaking to you, I'm going to cover the top 3 things that I see most people doing right now that's holding their fat loss back as a 9-to-5er. Now, if you're watching back in the replay, comment the word replay below. If you're watching with me live right now, drop a comment with the word saying live. Oh, and also, before we go anywhere, if you would like a completely free copy of one of our brand new flexible nutrition blueprints, which is going to tell you exactly what to eat, how much, and when, removing all of the guesswork, just comment the word plan underneath this video, PLAN, the word plan underneath this video, and I'll drop you a copy of one of those across for free. Now, what is the top 3 things holding most people back in 2022 from losing fat? Well, there is common threads across the board, really. And ultimately, there are a couple of things that really stand out to me in terms of things going wrong. The first one of the biggest things that I see most people doing wrong, and Paul Mason, who was a client of ours, is the perfect example of this. Paul, for reference, lost over 50 pounds this year in the program. And he had been training 3-4 times per week consistently, but wasn't getting results. Why? Because he was bouncing around the gym with no focused progression. There was no direction. There was no focus. He was going in, doing a bit of this here, a bit of that there. And ultimately, that leads to more of the same. Your body does not want to change. It likes staying the same. So you need to give it that forced progression. So what did we do with Paul? We created structure in his week with his workouts Monday through Sunday, whatever that looked like. He trains roughly 4 or 5 times per week, Paul. He enjoys training for around 40, 50 minutes or so. And the one thing that really changed the game for Paul was having that structured plan and getting better. This forces your body to improve. It forces your body to adapt and get better. Because when you build muscle, that's a response to, oh shit, I'm put under some stress here. But if all you're doing is continually putting your body under the same stress, there's no real need for it to build any muscle tissue. Your body doesn't want to build muscle tissue. Muscle tissue is expensive, which means it burns a lot of calories, which is good for us in fat loss, but not good for survival, which is what your body is built for. Number 2 is cutting out certain foods. I'm drinking a Coke Zero right now. I prefer drinking this in the evenings when I'm most likely to have a sweet tooth and curb into cravings. It's not going to cause me any harm. There's no calories in it. You often hear things bounded about like, oh, these store fat. Show me the evidence. Show me the evidence that these store fat. Because it doesn't exist. Diet drinks, Coke Zeros, sugar-free sodas, whatever you want to call them, are fantastic ways to actually help you lose fat. There are studies linking these with increased fat loss. Now, it's not because they burn fat. This does not burn fat. What it does do is help keep me more satiated and prevent me from stuffing my face with biscuits and chocolate. That's what it does. So cutting out certain foods or cutting out certain things like alcohol, for example, this is the quickest way that you're going to crash and burn. This is the quickest way that you're going to not get a result or fall off plan. Ultimately, this is something I talk about all the time with our Fat Loss Forever students. Scott Devlin, who just completed the 6-month program with us and lost well over 20 kilos, is an example of this. He likes a beer on a Friday night. So rather than saying, Scott, you can't have a drink again, well, let's plan it in and do everything else right, throughout the week and look at making better choices nutrition-wise and factoring that drink in on a weekly basis because it's something he enjoys. And ultimately, this has to be a lifestyle. Scott's never going to gain that weight again, ever. He's never going to put that 25 kilos back on again because he knows how to keep it off now and actually enjoy the process. And that is the key to getting sustainable fat loss results. That is the absolute key, is creating a process and becoming the person who loses fat forever. Because with fitness, you either use it or you lose it. So if all you're doing is continually hammering yourself intensity, and then falling off for 3-4 months and going nowhere, coming up to that holiday and crashing and burning, you're never going to go anywhere. Whereas the person who continually gets 1% better every single week or every single month is going to do so for a very long time. So again, cutting out certain foods is one of the biggest mistakes that I see when it comes to fat loss. The third and most important is not tracking your information. What gets measured gets managed, and what gets managed can get improved. If you do not understand how much food you're taking in, if you do not understand how many steps you're doing on a daily basis, you do not understand what's actually required of you in the gym in a 7-day period, if you do not understand how many hours of sleep you're getting or aiming for, how can you ever get better? Okay, making better choices is going to get you a start. If you're eating like shit, if you're not training in the gym, if you're not going out any walks, doing something is going to get you somewhere. Is it going to be optimal? Is it going to be the maximum ROI in your time? Nowhere near it. If you just showed up to work every single day, let's say you're a builder or you've got a contract for a building to put a massive project up, do you just have guys show up in the morning and go, oh, see what happens today, boys? Go for it. Let's see what you can do. No. There's a specific plan. There's an order of people coming in and trades coming in at the back of them and all that sort of thing. So why would you do the same? Why would you just show up when it comes to your health and fitness? You're leaving the success up to chance. Is there a chance that you might succeed? Yes. We'll get some relative level of success by doing something as opposed to nothing. But why would you not want to be efficient with your time? You get a limited number of time in this planet. It's literally ticking as you go. Right this second. You're on this call with me right now. You're spending some of that time you're never going to get back. So why would you piss away your life in the gym, going out runs, going out walks, looking up the next diet trend, trying to figure out how to get healthy again without actually looking for ways to make that process efficient? I don't know about you, but I would rather spend 2 hours and get the same result than 4 hours and get the same result. It's a fucking no-brainer. And this is the road I see so many people going down. You're unable or unwilling or just don't have the knowledge in how to create the proper process. So you fumble around in the dark for months or years. Listen, this is exactly what I done, as opposed to just going to someone and getting the solution. I understand that's maybe not a viable option for everyone, but it really should be. If you're employed in the UK and your health is really struggling, you're not getting traction, you're out of shape, you're unfit, you're unhealthy, what is more of a priority than getting that addressed? Let me hear it. There isn't an answer. There isn't a good answer anyway. Ultimately, nothing matters if you don't have your health. So if you're out of shape, if you're unfit, if you're slowly sliding the wrong way, if you're wasting ungodly amounts of hours in the gym or looking up, researching the next trend, why? Shortcut the process, get some help. Simple as that. So the 3 things that are stopping you losing fat is just flailing around the gym with no direction, no plan, no structure. 2 is cutting out foods you enjoy, quickest way to burn yourself out and go nowhere. And 3 is not managing or measuring any data or information. Those are the 3 biggest things that are stopping you losing fat in 2022. If you want me to help you take away all of those worries and give you the action plan, the steps, the blueprint, the formula, and all you have to do, something's stuck in my throat here, and take action, then comment the words "get fit" underneath. We are going into the new year, bringing in 5 to 10 people who want to lose fat, get in shape, and get in the best shape of their life for summer 2022. And that starts now. Believe me, that starts now. Congratulations to Kaylee Wiley, just as a side note, who just won our accountability bootcamp for Q4. She will be sent courtesy of AMF to Mykonos for 4 nights, hotel and flights. So she'll be sent somewhere nice in the sun to go and enjoy. So if you're interested in getting entered into competitions like that, by all means, why not? You might as well get fit and healthy in the process. But comment the words "get fit" below, or reach out, send me a direct message. I'm a human being at the end of the day. So if I can help you, let me know. If not, no stress. Hopefully you took something from this. See you all later on.